One of the main functions we do is what we call demand forecasting. So we will determine how many aircraft, when and where we need to move our military equipment around the world. With our fleet of over 1,000 airplanes, we augment that with literally hundreds of commercial aircraft on a daily basis. I spent 28 years active duty in the Air Force. One of the biggest, most important things we could do is figure out how to get cargo and people in and out of Afghanistan, how to get them in and out of Iraq. Having fought in both of those countries, I had firsthand experience what happens when the supply chain does not work properly. A mistake on our part could actually cost lives rather than cost money. So our demand patterns, having been on the receiving end of it, having somewhat of a technical background, they thought I was the right person to go ahead and try to streamline and make more efficient these demand logistical problems that we have out in the Middle East. We don't have unlimited resources. We've only got a limited amount of airplanes, and we have a limited amount of ability to hire commercial aircraft to augment us. So if we don't know what the demand is 6 months down the road, we can't purchase that commercial augmentation ahead of time. With the explosion of e-commerce, companies like Walmart and UPS, FedEx, Amazon, they're going to gobble up all of the excess capacity around the world. So without a good, accurate demand, we can't purchase the commercial aircraft we need to keep our military supplied around the world. But what LLamasoft has allowed us to do was to take some very smart operations research personnel, some old retired pilots like myself, take a bunch of data and turn it into something very useful very quickly. And we've got 10 years worth of demand data, 10 years worth of deployment data, 10 years worth of all of the military movement data around the world. With Demand Guru, when somebody says, what happens if we are going to deploy bombers to the Middle East? Within a matter of minutes, we can tell leadership, it's going to require X number of Boeing 747s, it's going to require a couple of passenger jets, it's going to require C5, et cetera, et cetera. So we can purchase this commercial lift ahead of time and not worry about is it going to be there or it's not going to be there. So Demand Guru lets us get ahead of the demand patterns, and we can get answers to our leadership before they make their decisions. So LLamasoft has had us go from creating forecasts the old-fashioned manual way to actually taking the outputs and advising leadership. If you're in Afghanistan and it's Thanksgiving and the turkeys don't show up, it may not seem like much to us, but it's huge to them, okay? When you're in Afghanistan and the refrigerators in the main tents have broken and it takes a week to get a new refrigerator in, that is detrimental to their morale. So how do you measure that? I don't know, but I'll tell you what, it's extremely important to the nation, to our troops, and to the defense of everybody around the world that we don't let these small, seemingly insignificant things snowball into morale busters, because it's the people that are keeping us safe.